Hey guys, I got the new C.O.R.E pistol here. Got an optic on it. I've got some 147 grain loads. Let's just go ahead and put 6 rounds on a target in about a second from the first to the last shot. See what it looks like. First run, it actually shot a lot easier than what I thought. We had 15, 16, 15, 12. That was easy a second. We're going to paint it up and make another run at it. I overpowered the gun. I got a little vertical string going, so I'm going to kind of relax on it a little bit and just bump another 6 out in a second. Let's paint it up. Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and run it again. We're looking for about 6 rounds in a second or so. I was really muscling it a little bit too much. I'm going to relax a little bit and focus on the dot and just let it rip. What I'm looking for is a good sight recovery. A lot of people believe that if the sight's mounted on the slide, you get a lot of problem picking the dot back up. I don't seem to have that issue with it, so I'm going to really concentrate on the focus on the red dot and see if I can keep it in the middle of the target and just give it a run and see what it looks like. Here we go. Alright. I do have to say that was a lot easier than what it looked. Take a look at it. We had a 15, 15, 14, 15. So we're running easy 6 rounds in a second. And you can see by the target, it's nothing to keep it in the center of mass. What I'm looking for when I'm tracking the dot, I'm just looking for the dot. It's coming right back into the center of the target. I don't see any problem with the dot mounted on the slide. There's a few features that I really like about that, and we'll get to that in just a minute. We're going to do some transition drills on one target, 2 to the body, 1 to the head. Just give you an idea how easy it is to follow this red dot the way it's set up. So on the timer, come up, 2 in the body, 1 in the head. Let's see what it looks like. Not too bad. You see the body shots are good and the head is right a little bit below center. A 128. Let's do it again to shoot the center target. A 110. So we're running about almost the same splits. Had a 15 in the center and 18 in the head. So it's real easy to follow the dot. Let's just do it. Third target, same drill, 2 in the body, 1 in the head. Oh, I got a little bit excited. I pulled that one off. Let's do it again. 2 in the body. There it is. 106. So anyway, react, come into the target zone, 3 shots, a little bit over a second, pretty easy. Dot's right where I'm looking. One thing I like about the low-mounted optic, once you've got your muscle memory located for a metallic sight, that dot is right there. You don't have to learn another presentation to the target. So it actually has some benefits, and I'm liking the setup pretty good. We got a plate rack set up. We're kind of close. I'm just going to make a run or 2 on it with the optics and see how it does. What I have to pay attention, of course, when I'm this close, I'm slamming into the targets pretty quick. So I'm going to have to really watch that dot hard. Let's give it a run. Oh, one got away. Try it again. Here we go. That was a 2 1/4. Go ahead and do another one. Alright, seemed to be, that was a 193, so anyway, doing about 20 splits coming across, 20, 21s, seemed to be the norm there on that load and that sight setup, so it's not bad at all. Let's take it back to 50 and shoot some groups. I've got some 147 grain lead reloads here. Got a plate rack at 50 yards. Let's see what it can do here. Alright, starting on the left. Wow. So, even with lead ammunition at 50 yards, it's doing really good. Okay, you saw the C.O.R.E in action. So now I'm going to take it out of the box and give you some ideas of exactly what it is as a product and what separates it from what else you see on the table here. So let's go ahead and just take the pistol out of the box. C.O.R.E means Competition Optics Ready Equipment. So it's the M&P Pro Series division. Comes with the standard 17 round magazine, so it's 17 in one capacity. You can also put a boot on them. Arredondo makes a boot. Terran Butler makes a boot that takes 21 rounds. It's really easy to modify the magazines if you want to bring the capacity up. I have some that I shoot with in competition. They work really great. Okay, this is the basic gun. It's a 5-inch. It also comes in a 4 1/4 inch. It's a polymer frame. It weighs about 26 ounces. It comes with the new enhanced textured palm swell adapters. So what I like about the M&P series as a competitor is it comes with 3 different sizes of grips. So if you find yourself not really liking what you have, it's real easy to change. You can just take the keeper out right here. I actually use the magazine to pull it out. And you can interchange the back straps just that quick. So this is the large. I shoot the large size. I have relatively large hands, so it gives me the right trigger reach. And this new texture is really a comfortable addition. I didn't think I'd like it that much, but after I shot it just a short while, I'm going to have to enhance the rest of my guns with the new textured back strap. It's a big improvement. So. Also the magazine release, if you want to swap it over to the lefty, it's not a big deal. Just reach in there with a screwdriver basically, or a punch, pull the spring to one side, flip the magazine release over to the other side, and you're ready to go. So it's really easy to convert to a lefty. It has ambidextrous slide releases. It disassembles like all the M&P series of handguns. I usually use a pencil, but I don't have one handy, so I'll just take my pocket knife here. You reach in here and you hit the C.O.R.E disconnect. And the idea behind the M&P series was they wanted to have a product that you could disassemble without striking the gun out. So even if I had a live round in the chamber, say I had something on the range, I'm finishing up, I left a live round in the gun, I go to disassemble it. When I deactivate the C.O.R.E, the field strip it will not fire. So that's one of the beauty parts of having a pistol that doesn't strike out to disassemble. So it has a captivated mainspring. Of course, it has all the same safety features as all the M&P series, the plunger, safety striker mechanism here that will not let the gun fire unless the shooter pulls the trigger completely to the rear and also maintain that position on the trigger during the firing sequence. It has their new enhanced C.O.R.E. It has a stainless steel bedding block front and rear, set of rails, bedding block, locking surfaces. Pretty much very simple product in the aspect of how it's manufactured. What they did do as a manufacturer is they put a lot of time and effort into how the gun feels in your hand. So if you're a competitor or you're an enthusiast, you notice the curvature under the trigger guard, just the way the housing is made. There was a lot of prototypes made and scrapped until they came up with this particular feel. By far, I think of all the polymer guns, it has the most natural point and the natural feel of all the pistols I've ever put in my hand. And with the 3 back straps, there's not a combination that you can't come up with that you could actually use. So just go ahead and reassemble it. Talk a little bit more about the top end of the gun here. Just that simple. Okay, when you get the gun out of the box, it's going to have a little small plastic adapter plate on top of the slide, and what that is basically, it's a blank, if you want to call it that. So in this kit, the way the pistol comes in the box, when you buy it, this plastic piece sits on top of the slide, and it's just a cover for the sight bases. So if you choose to put an optic on it, it comes with 5 of these adaptive plates. And with these 5 adaptive plates, there's 7, I think there's 7 sights that you could put on it. The STS, the Trijicons, the J-points, the Insight Technology, red dot. So there's 7 sights available that actually fits this slide series. So if you like me, you'll probably have one that's stuck in a box somewhere waiting to put on it. So I had this RMR that I had won at a competition. This is a battery operated model. It's a pretty trick sight, fits right on there. All I had to do was take the 2 screws off the blank, fit the adapter plate that actually fit the RMR sight. It comes with all the screws and gizmos to make it happen. So it didn't take 10-15 minutes to actually to install the sight and go out and sight it in. So very convenient. Probably 5 of the sights that you can buy will let you co-witness the sight with the red dot. Some of the sight systems are actually too tall to see the sights. So if you're going to buy this to have the feature of the co-witness, you're going to have to choose either the Delta Point, the RMR, or the Doctor sight. And that will allow you to see the sight and the red dot and use it as a co-witness feature. So it has the black melanite finish on the slide and the barrel. And another thing they did to enhance this particular model, and I think they're going to do it to all the future M&Ps, they actually changed the rifling twist in the barrel to a 1 in 10 twist instead of the 18 3/8 that they were using previous. And the idea behind a faster twist is twofold. One, it affords the shooter a little bit more error in shooting technique and still have an acceptable performance on a target. Now what that means to the shooter is, if I don't have perfect follow through and I'm shooting rapid fire, the extra twist rate enhances the accuracy of the projectile while it's in the firearm, and while it exits the barrel gives it a little bit more stability toward the target. So especially with the heavier bullets, also when you shoot a heavy projectile in a 9mm, you got to spin it a little bit faster. When it hits the test medium, be it a target or a block of gelatin, the faster you spin a 147, the straight line penetration is enhanced. So makes a big difference when you shoot the heavier bullets. The lighter bullets, the slower twist will work just as good, but when you go into the heavier projectiles, of course the faster twist is a little bit preferable there. You notice they changed the way they machined the barrel here. The new 1 in 10s have a flatter locking surface here on top of the hood. You notice the other barrels had a rounded feature. So there's quite a very distinctive feature there on the way they fitted the hoods. And that, I think overall, this probably adds to some of the accuracy of the product. It has less possibility of this barrel wanting to twist in the slide. So I think the engineers did a good job there and did their research, and it's a big benefit to the end user. So that's just one of the things they did. The sight bases, the taller sights, of course, the co-witness with the red dot. Another thing, the quality of the magazine is outstanding. I do have to say I've shot M&P since they first came out, and I've never had a magazine issue that wasn't my fault. Usually when I try to modify them, make it better. If I stuck with the parts that came with it, I can't ever say I had a magazine related issue. So it's a great magazine. And that's the heart and soul of a pistol, of course, is the magazine. So let's look at a standard long slide. You'll notice, of course, the heights vary on the sights. This one doesn't have any co-witness features, so I run the high-vis products on it. Another thing I've done for this gun, I have 3 top ends for it. I've got one with a set of metallic sights like this, and I've got another one here with an optic on it mounted the old way, which you had to do an adapter base and fit it on the rear sight. The disadvantages of this, of course, I can't co-witness at all with the metallic sights, but the point that you have to hold the firearm to actually see the target changes. You notice it's quite higher on the slide. It doesn't look like much until you start to shoot fast, and that little bit of difference in height does cause problems. So the C.O.R.E with its low mounted optics is really an advantage. Once you learn the muscle memory of a metallic sight, it's the same thing with the red dot. It's just a blessing to the user. So anyway, let's take a look at another similar product. Also would be the 4 1/4 inch M&P. Of course, this is also available in the C.O.R.E model. They make them in 9 and 40. in the 4 1/4 inch and the 5 inch. So brought out another pistol to show you, kind of a comparison. This is the older Smith & Wessons. They call it the 3rd generation. It's the 5906 series. This happens to be a Performance Center 5906, which means it's a hand-fitted sliding frame, match grade bushing, and this thing will shoot easy 3 inches at 50 yards with just about any quality 9mm ammo. It's a little bit heavier. It's a lot different in the aspect of size, of course. It also benefits from a great magazine. The 5906s are a beautiful gun in themselves. Has the slide-mounted decocker. It's just, I just brought this along to show you what a real quality handmade 9mm should look like, and I'm kind of partial to that one. We'll compare it to a SIG P226. Basically, width-wise, they're about the same. Grip angle is comparative. Of course, this is a double-action, single-action pistol, and this is a striker-fired gun, so you have the same trigger pull every time. The XD, the Springfield XD, another good polymer gun. The only thing the XD lacks, really, is the interchangeability of the grips. It doesn't have the sight-mounted option of the core. I'm sure what you're going to see in the future is that I'm sure Springfield Armory is working on one. It's going to be the thing of the future. If you don't have a optics ready slide, you're going to be behind the curve. So that's, I'm sure, in the works with just about every gun manufacturer out there. So we'll talk a little bit about this product in law enforcement use. You keep it around the house, or you want to carry it as a personal carry gun. One thing about an optic, on the slide, it offers the shooter a lot more ability to get on target quickly. If you keep both eyes open, even if you're looking through the gun, you're still seeing a dot. This RMR here has a tritium fired red dot, and it also has a fiber optic. You can see I have it blinded off. It picks up so much light it gets too bright. So what I did is put a little bit of tape on it, but even in total darkness, you'll have a red dot. So the way I look at it, the older I get, the harder it is to see sights. If I got anything to enhance my ability to get on target quickly, like this sighting system here, this is a battery-powered Trijicon. Battery life on this thing like 2 years. They recommend you change it every year. That's outstanding. So if you really wanted to, you could actually leave it on low and just leave it in the holster, or leave it in your nightstand or your purse or whatever. And any red dot is better than a metallic sight. Once you learn how to shoot with this sighting system, these things become obsolete really quick. The older I get, they're obsolete already. So, but anyway, a red dot system is a beautiful thing, and it's going to be the thing of the future. A lot of the Special Forces guys have gone over the equipment similar to this. It's just, it makes the end user a lot more effective on what he's trying to do with the firearm. Anytime you can shoot with both eyes open and look at the target instead of the sight, you've gained the edge. So it's just the evolution of the handgun. This is going to be where we're going to be in 10 years from now. They're even going to be smaller and more reliable and more compact. And these are going to go away eventually. I remember when Jerry Barnhart showed up at the USPSA Nationals back in the 80s. He had a red dot on his open class pistol, and everybody was thinking, what is Jerry Barnhart doing here? And after he won the Nationals, everybody was saying, where can I get one of these red dot sights? It's just that much of an advancement over the metallic sights. So it's gonna be the thing of the future. Another thing there, the C.O.R.E, what I didn't mention, another feature I like about it, when you open the box, there's 3 high cap magazines there with it. So if you want to have a holster set up, you got enough magazines to actually shoot a match. So it's they've done their homework there. They made it a really user-friendly total package. This is a Glock 17, pretty much the gun that started the polymer craze. This particular one is an older one. It doesn't have the interchangeable back straps. Doesn't have any of the sighting options as the C.O.R.E. One thing that's obvious, of course, is the grip angle. And that's really what separates the Smith & Wesson product from the Glock, is it has the American style grip angle. What can I say? I'm very partial to this. It feels like a 1911. It feels like an American-made gun. It's readily interchangeable, the grip size, so they've done a lot of good work here to make this a very user-friendly product. So, and with the enhancements in the barrel and the slide, it's just going to be a top seller. Another feature I like about the M&P is the quality of the trigger. This one comes with their Pro Series sear in it. This is about a 4.5 pound trigger pull, 4.5, 5 pounds, maybe a little under on some guns. And what's consistent for me is that it's the same pull. You don't have a double action, single action pull. You have a striker fired pull. So to learn that trigger cycle, especially under stress, there you go. If you're law enforcement, if you use it for personal protection, it affords the shooter less learning time on the range to have a more repeatable target performance. So trigger action to me is everything. I shoot a lot of matches. You win and lose by trigger technique. This allows the shooter a consistently simple trigger technique. So you find yourself in a stress situation, it's very easy to use it well. What can I say? It's a single action trigger. It's just it's a beautiful thing. One of the things I want to show you is a magnet ported slide on my M&P pistol. This is a single ported slide. I'm working with them right now to build a quadruported 9mm I-Core. I-Core, I'm shooting revolver now. I'm working with Magnaport to do a quadruported core pistol. And I'm going to use it in the 3-gun competitions this upcoming year. So what you're going to see is these series of ports, except they're going to be 4 of them. It makes a huge difference. And one thing I like about the magnet-ported version of a pistol is it doesn't add the bulk of a compensator, but you get the recoil reducing effect of it. And another big feature of the core gun with the magnet port on it, it'll fit a standard holster. Most holsters that'll fit the long slide M&P will accept the pistol with the sight mounted on the slide. And of course, being magnet ported, you don't have the bulk of the comp sticking out of the end and use the same holster. It's going to be a good setup. I'm really looking forward to getting this thing finished up and getting it on the 3-gun range. It's going to be a good setup. I've had some experience with the Magnaport products on my revolvers and won many championships with it. So in the pistol format, I see it being a good feature. Less bulk, same effectiveness, and it doesn't retard. What you have to remember on a compensated pistol, the weight of the compensator also distracts from the lock time of the slide. So leaving the comp off and just pouring the barrel, you've got the benefit of the gas coming out of the top and reducing the muzzle flip. And you also have the benefit of not having the comp on the end, slowing down the lock time of the slide. So your slide function is going to be just as quick. And you could probably shoot lighter ammunition with that comp barrel, with the ported barrel, than you would a compensated barrel. So it's got some benefits there. So I'm pretty excited about getting that thing finished up. And as soon as I can get another core pistol, I'm going to send it down to Magnaport and have the guys do their porting on it. So maybe I can get you a product review on that coming up shortly. I think all in all, if you see me on the range this year shooting 3-gun, I'll have a core pistol quadruported by Magnaport, and I'll have an electronic sight on it of somebody's make with a 21 round magazine. I'm pretty excited about getting this package all together. So when you see me at a 3-gun, this is what I'm going to be using right here, the M&P Core.